Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. I'm Matt, and I've got opinions on stuff.
What's going on? I'm Ray, and I've got opinions on things as well, man. You ready to get started today?
Yes, I am ready to get started. Let's do it.
Dude, the studio's upgrading like
I know.
crazy.
Look at that.
Look at this. This is crazy.
Hooray.
We got logos, we got mics, we got boom mics and stuff. Is that what it's called, a boom mic? What's this
No,
called?
boom mic is a specific type of mic.
Oh, it's like
this
the one
is
that kind of falls.
just a mic arm with a cradle.
Arm, I like it, man. So,
And that's all thanks to the Rubes.
oh, thank you.
The Rube Nation on Patreon. We got first degree Rubes, we got 5th degree Rubes, we got a 33rd degree Rube.
33 degree Rube?
A 33rd degree
What?
Rube.
Oh my goodness.
And we appreciate you. You made this possible. You made the lighting possible. You're making, any upgrades that we have in the future, and we got plenty in store.
Remember
You're making it all possible.
Remember we started in like a tiny unlit room, blue room in my office.
Mm-hmm.
We were like across from tables from each other. We didn't have the mic system like that. I mean, we were like on Facebook Live and stuff. Now we're on YouTube, which you should be liking, subscribing, and sharing on all day long on YouTube. I mean, we got people like taking our program and cutting it in the shorts now. Big Danny, we appreciate Danny, we said nothing at the beginning of the intro today for you. For you, Danny. For you. Because we love you, man. That's how much we appreciate you. And, we had a great guest on last week, man. Remember Big Paul Wall, man? Paul Morales was in the house. Man, support Paul, man. He's a good dude. He's got his own thing rocking and rolling. I got him booked for next month, man. He's going to be back. He'll be back. So it's going to be Plausible Foolishness.
That was good fun.
We're expanding. We got lighting. We got logos. We got arms. We just got energy right now, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Momentum.
What episode is this? 39 or 40?
39.
39?
39.
Holy crap.
Would you like to know the title?
Yes.
Today's title is not that.
It's not Plausible
Okay?
Foolishness. What?
It's not that. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. Calm down.
Chill out, man.
Okay, that was my bad.
Dude, no, we're gonna fire the producer. We're gonna fire the producer.
Is the title.
What?
Recount Madness.
Recount Madness.
Recount Madness.
Oh my gosh, man. What's going on, man? Florida.
Enough a ton. Enough to warrant an entire show about this.
Jeez. Crazy.
And enough to drive you literally insane.
Well, here's the deal. So, before we get into that madness, before we get into that crazy concoction that is Florida elections, which is laughable at best, we got a couple things we got to address. Okay, a couple things we got to get off the table, and we got to warm it up here. Okay, first and foremost, okay, make sure you follow us on all of our Instagram, Facebook. What else are we on? Twitter.
Well, I'll show you right here.
Now show me what we got, man. Where are we at? I know we're expanding. This is episode 39. We
got your Facebook, your Instagram, and your Twitter right there. Follow us.
Yeah, man. Make sure you follow us. And the show's amazing. It's Plausible Foolishness, man. So before we get into it, there's a little bit of foolishness that was creeping out of your mouth before we got started today, and I wanted to save it for the Rubes. I wanted to save it because here's the deal: it's November, okay, which is a great time for sports. Okay, if you're a big sports fan, you got college football rocking right now. You know, your poor U, man. They're just not back yet. No. They're not there yet. You know, my Notre Dame happens to be number 3 in the country. You know, whatever. We'll be competing for a title. No big deal. We live in Orlando, Florida, so college game day is going to be here on Saturday, which I'm excited about. I should do a Plausible Foolishness sign and hold it up during. Do you think I can get that on ESPN? That would be awesome. How fun would that be?
That would be cool.
P Foolishness, man. The P Fools are college game day. But anyways, long story short, a lot of fun things happen. But the other thing that kicks off in November is a little game called basketball, man. A little bit of basketball. And I was shocked. The more I get to know Matt, the more I do the show with Matt, we have a lot of things in common. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. We have some amazing things in common.
Yep.
But the things that we disagree on, man, we hardcore. Like, there's no compromise. When we disagree, it's compromise.
It's inane nonsense stuff. It makes no difference in the real world.
Like, you should have heard us talk about Venom. He hasn't even seen it yet. Have you seen Venom yet?
No.
I liked it, and he was absolutely against it. And he said we've seen it yet.
I'm 100% sure I'm not going to.
Gosh, give it a chance. But we brought up basketball.
I'll see it. I'm not paying for it. And I'm almost positive that I
just give it a
will
chance,
not enjoy
bro. Give it a chance. But anyways, basketball. We were talking about basketball, and here's my impression before I let him go. My impression of basketball is a good old American game. It was created in Springfield, Illinois. Little baskets were hanged up on gymnasiums. Rubber balls were thrown into the hoop. Mm-hmm. It's a classic game. I happen to be a big LeBron guy. I'm a little weird about this LA thing. That's what you did in Ohio growing up in the cornfields. You play basketball. Everybody plays basketball. Right next door to us is Indiana. Everybody can shoot in Indiana. It's an exciting, fast-paced game. A lot of athleticism required. Got to be good at defense. Got to play offense, and so on and so forth. And I was shocked, genuinely shocked, at your response to basketball.
Yeah.
You have an utter disdain for it, my
Not
friend.
disdain.
It was disdain.
I don't like it. It's not entertaining. Well,
Stop. Repeat that for the rubes in our new mic.
Okay, let me be more specific.
Yeah, tell me about this.
About 90% of the game is not entertaining.
Whoa,
the last 5 minutes can be very entertaining. But the rest of the game in front of it is completely pointless. Because they score so often.
Listen.
Now, you go to we can talk about soccer or whatever, but you go to like a hockey game, every single point matters, and it's awesome. Football, that they score more than in hockey.
But possessions matter.
But it all matters.
Sure.
Basketball, not so much.
What?
The last 5 minutes are where it's important.
Yeah.
The rest of the game is, you either have blown them out, and so then the last 5 minutes don't become important, or it's close, and, oh man, they just scored. Okay, well, now they're going to get the ball back, and, they're going to score.
What about comebacks? What about 3 points?
I know that those things happen, but those things happen in the last 5 minutes.
What about dunks? Those happen sometimes.
Okay, those are fun.
Those are awesome. It's entertaining.
Those are fun, but it's not like, dunking is entertainment.
Yes.
And it's like,
can you dunk?
It's like 10. No, I'm maybe 6'9", but I'm not. I don't have the jump to.
You don't have the bounce to the ounce.
No,
it's okay, man. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge. It's because you're half Jewish.
I'm not half. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
What was it? Somebody on YouTube made a comment about, like, I can only talk about half of black issues. Yeah. I'm only allowed to talk about half of black issues officially. So when I make a black issue, I have to put a slash for only half. But yeah, sorry, man. Continue, man.
But I have a solution because I'm a genius.
Wait. So you have a solution to an amazing game?
I have a fix to make basketball actually good.
Okay, well, let's hear it. I want to hear this diatribe. I want to hear this.
Or into other people, to people like you.
Okay, let's hear it.
It would be even better.
Okay.
Now, I'm taking a little nod from tennis. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going, tennis, you're insane white guy.
Tennis?
White boy with your
tennis? All right, I want to hear this. I'm not going to judge. I want to hear it first.
I think that instead of one game,
okay,
with what is it, four quarters?
Okay.
Is that the best?
Well, it's 4 quarters in pros and it's 2 halves in college.
Okay, 2 halves.
2 halves, yep.
Okay, so instead of that, a game should be one night should be multiple games. And so so you get kind of like volleyball.
Okay.
So kind of like tennis.
Okay.
Where it's a match. You're actually playing matches.
Okay.
And so then those matches are that 5 minutes that is so great in basketball. The last 5 minutes, because if you don't win it, you may still have a chance, but ultimately it's best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5 or whatever.
Listen, man, this is
and WWE. Then it's a shorter game. The match is shorter.
Okay.
So you're still playing roughly the same amount of time, but you're making every portion of the game matter.
So you're trying to create a 2 out of 3 falls match, basically.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal. One,
tell me that wouldn't up the drama
plausible
100%.
As that is, and as plausible as the drama goes up, it's foolishness. Now, let me explain to you why this is foolishness. Okay. Let me just hear me out.
I'm hearing.
NASCAR's doing that right now. Now, NASCAR,
and it's great.
It has increased It is. It's like four
I mean, it's
races
great.
in one.
I've actually never watched it, but it's making
Yes.
it much more entertaining.
It is. I will have to agree. I would have to see how it works, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It
I mean,
seems plausible.
that's a given.
It seems plausible.
That's a given. You would have to see how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I would start in the WNBA, but I would try. They lose $10 million a year. They net lose $10 million every year.
That's
every year. It's funded by the NBA. But anyways, moving on. Sorry, I read an article about that. But anyways, my point is this. Here's the deal, man. You can't take tradition,
sure you can.
shake it up, and just throw it out the window like that, man.
Sure you can.
You can't do it.
Sure you can.
Listen, man. At the end of the
Didn't
day...
Barack Obama tell us that we were going to have to...
You're citing Barack Obama in your defense. You have lost this argument. You've lost this argument. Here's it. I'm a traditionalist. I grew up in Ohio. I literally grew up a stone's throw away from Indiana where everybody can shoot a basketball. Literally everybody can shoot a basketball. And their 5'2" guys can dunk. I don't understand. It's the corn magic. I don't know what it is. It's the Hoosier
Cool.
thing. Dude, seriously. One of my first high school basketball games, we drove over to Indiana. We played this team. We were all taller than them. And these little white boys that were 5'6" could all dunk. They could all get up and dunk. And I'm like, we have no chance.
They've been jumping since
they just drop them off a barn and let them spring back up, man. This is what they do. But listen, man. From a traditional standpoint, I am resistant to it. The crazy entrepreneur in me loves the wildness and the unruliness. I enjoy that.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
Most likely, it would end up being like an XFL and the XBA.
I know, but it's just, listen, I'm not against it. All I'm saying is, it's as ridiculous as putting a Democrat in charge of the ballots down in Broward County, man. Which kind of brings us to what we're going to talk about today, man. A little bit of recount madness, man.
Oh yes,
like reefer madness. Almost the
a
same.
little bit.
Almost the same.
They're probably smoking reefer down there.
Yeah, well, it's Broward County. What do you expect?
But yeah, it's to be honest, it's got me pissed off.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
Last week we were celebrating. We had the Leftist Tears tumblers out. We had our, I'm just kidding. We were popping champagne. We knew that Ron DeSantis was our governor. We knew that our new senator that dethroned Bill Nelson was Rick Scott. We knew our agriculture. That's the other one's reading recount.
Is it really?
The agricultural secretary.
I didn't even know that.
That's being recounted too. We knew what we were getting into. We were excited. We were high-fiving with Big Paul. Life was good.
Yeah.
The blue wave was a blue trickle. Life was good in Florida, man. And of course, the Democrats do what they always do. You know what's funny is the Republicans never do this. When they lose an election, they just lose. They just walk away gracefully. Dems lose, and I don't know, man. They're going to tie this to Russian collusion eventually. Somehow it's going to become Russian collusion, so it is what it is, man.
Well, no, they're complaining that Republicans want to keep
suppress the vote.
Keep every vote from being counted.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's not it. We want the law to be followed. But let's just lay out what's happening, in case you didn't realize.
Yeah,
because, man. I'm sure you've heard about it, but let's really go down. I want to lay it out point by point.
Okay, bring it on. Bring it home.
Because, so first of all, the Palm Beach County election supervisor, Susan Boucher.
What a terrible name.
Played the race card against Florida Governor Rick Scott.
Oh my gosh.
Earlier in the week, saying it's very unfortunate some of the highest elected officials in our country are trying to disrupt our democracy because they don't like the demographics of our voters.
Oh my gosh. That's the equivalent of saying, well, you beat me in this basketball game, and it's unfortunate that you're just picking on me because I'm a different color. That's basically the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
He won. He doesn't care about the color.
And I understand that there's automatic triggers.
Sure.
If the vote is within 1%,
yeah,
then it automatically triggers a recount. But that's not the problem. The problem isn't that a recount is happening. The problem is that is the circumstances surrounding all of this recount.
No.
This recount madness.
Of course.
Okay, so let me find
Chris Cuomo.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, man. Rubes.
We got
Praise
good
Jesus,
stuff
you don't
coming.
see that.
Okay, so
Big Marco Rubio, huh?
Oh yeah, he's been
Love it.
He's been on it.
Good, Rubio. I mean,
Let me see if I can find what he said. Okay.
he's trying to set up his
So
2024
this is November 8th. Okay.
day after the election.
Was it on the 7th?
I think I have no clue yet. A couple
Oh
days
yeah,
after.
it was 2 days after.
2 days after.
So he's like, this is him tweeting. Long but important threat on elections is in Florida. Bay County was hit by a Cat 4 hurricane just 4 weeks ago, yet managed to count votes and submit timely results. Yet over 41 hours after polls closed, Broward Elections Office is still counting votes. Okay? So it's November 8th at 1:16 p.m. They're still counting votes.
That's weird.
2 days after the election.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's very odd.
Very odd.
Broward supervisor says she doesn't know how many ballots are left to be counted and isn't reporting hourly or regularly, but rather releasing thousands of additional votes, often in the overnight hours, that are chipping away at GOP leads.
Oh, weird.
Broward Elections Department has a history of violating the law. A court found they improperly handled votes by mail. That's from Politico. Court found they destroyed ballots in 2016 in violation of state and federal law. Also Politico.
Wow.
Now Democrat lawyers are descending on Florida. They have been very clear they aren't here to make sure every vote is counted. They are here to change the results of election. And Broward is where they plan to do it.
Jeez.
And then a U.S. Senate seat and statewide cabinet officer are now potentially in the hands of an election supervisor with a history of incompetence and of blatant violations of state and federal laws.
Jeez.
And then his last tweet that day was Broward election supervisor's ongoing violation of Florida law requiring timely reporting isn't just annoying incompetence. It has opened the door for lawyers to come here and try to steal a seat in the U.S. Senate and Florida cabinet.
Jeez.
Oh gosh, I thought that was the last one. There's actually 2 more. Florida law requires counties report early voting and vote by mail within 30 minutes after polls close. Within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay? 43 hours after polls closed, 2 Democrat strongholds, Broward County and Palm Beach County, are still counting and refusing to disclose how many ballots they have left to count.
Oh my gosh.
Latest ballots dumped by Broward and or Palm Beach flipped AG comm race to the Democrats and shaved another 4K plus from Scott's lead in Senate race. Since 3 a.m. Wednesday, slow drip from these 2 Democratic-controlled counties cut Scott's lead from 54 to 17K, and they refuse to disclose number of ballots they have left because they're making them up.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty obvious.
Has there been proof? But I mean, no. But we'll talk about all the stuff. That's just November 8th, but that's suspicious at the very least. Am I right?
Very least.
Okay, so
this is all from Marco Rubio.
That's all from Marco Rubio on November 8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like categorically just breaking it down. Wow.
Then Gillum, let's see, when was this? That was November 10th. Gillum had conceded, and then he takes back his concession.
Yeah.
And says, let me say clearly, I am replacing my words of concession with an uncompromised and unapologetic call that we count every single vote. That we count every vote, and I say this recognizing that my fate in this may or may not change. Oh, Gillum. Oh,
You're
man,
so
he's such a man of the people.
So, yes.
Thank you for looking out for our right to have our vote counted. Of course, this is all a talking point.
Yes.
Because then the cry against the Republicans who are calling, who are saying, pay attention, there's fraud here. The GOP are awful for trying to make sure that not every vote is counted.
Oh my gosh.
It's sickening.
They're calling for integrity. God forbid.
Yeah, they're just calling for integrity. They're calling for the law to be passed.
Well,
okay?
Imagine playing a basketball game and you win the game, and then the next day nobody refused to put the points in, and the other team was allowed to go back on the court and just keep shooting baskets. While the other team's sitting there like, we just won the game. What's happening?
Yeah,
what's
the
going on?
official time is over.
And literally the official time's over, and they're scoring more points to close the lead, and you're sitting there like, the game's over. Oh, you're racist for doing that. Oh, you're bad people for playing within the confines of the rules. Like, gosh forbid. We do it, it's constitutional. But yeah.
Okay, so recounts have been triggered at this
Jeez.
point. Okay?
Yep.
Because Broward County kept finding votes. Broward
Magical.
and Palm Beach have kept finding votes magically.
Weird.
And,
Just finding votes.
yeah.
What if they're all alive?
There's a picture of these blue bins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Stacked with, like, those plastic mail, like, containers.
Yeah.
Stacked. And huge, and, like, that's the amount that they still had to collect to count 48 hours
Jeez.
after.
Jeez.
Yeah. So,
What? It's supposed to be, 30 minutes after the polls close. Those are supposed to be counted for.
the
Wow.
the absentee and the early voting totals are supposed to be submitted within 30
Jeez.
minutes.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to have them already counted.
Yeah.
I mean, early voting ends a couple days before the actual election day, so they can get that count.
Yep.
It's so
Something smells fishy.
yeah. This is just before this afternoon.
Wow.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I can find. Okay, so the Broward County supervisor, Rubio talked about her having a sketchy history. Okay.
What's her name again?
Her
For the
name
rubes?
is Brenda Snipes.
Brenda, good old Snipes. Yes.
So, here's
a
a
lot.
list of some of the past actions of Snipes.
Okay.
Okay, this is from the Sun Sentinel.
Yep.
Illegally destroying ballots. Illegally destroying ballots.
She was caught doing it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a fireable offense the first time?
Wouldn't that be a jailable offense?
Yeah.
Possibly.
The first time?
This is from the Miami Herald. Absentee ballots that never arrived.
That's weird.
I wonder which party those people voted for.
I mean, definitely the Libertarians.
Yeah, that was it. Yep. That's why Johnson didn't.
That's
get
why Johnson
elected.
didn't win, man.
Okay. This is also from the Miami Herald. Actually, most of these are from the Miami Herald and the Sun Sentinel. Fellow Democrats accused her precinct of individual and systemic breakdowns that made it difficult for voters to cast regular ballots. So even the Democrats had a problem with her
Yeah,
in
this was-
2014.
It was just 4 years before the other two things you just talked about. That's crazy.
Yep. Posted election results half an hour before polls closed. Very clear violation of election law.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Miami Herald. November. Yeah, that was.
This year.
Yeah, that was November 2nd, 2018. That article.
Wow.
So that must have been at the end before the early voting polls closed or
Wow.
something.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Sued for leaving amendments off of ballots in 2016. Okay. Claiming to not have the money to notify voters when their absentee ballot expired. So mismanagement at least.
Okay.
Having official staffers campaign on official time in 2016.
Campaign for who?
I wonder.
Probably Republicans, right?
No,
Those
no.
corrupt Republicans. What?
She has recently had an interview on CNN, which was apparently abysmal.
Yeah.
She just couldn't put together a cohesive thought,
Oh, weird.
and but she definitely is Democrat all the way.
Okay, 100%.
There's another one from the Miami Herald. Problems printing mail ballots.
Jeez. Wow. So you got a whole laundry list of things.
Yeah.
She could have been fired on any of those.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got 8 notable things that are categorically proven that she is incompetent at what she does, at the very least.
Yeah, and I
very
think
least.
I think it's a mistake to chalk this up to incompetence. This is intention.
Yeah. Wouldn't she? Yeah. Doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Intention.
One might say this is activism. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be activism? This is like pushing something, even though the people voted for a certain thing, and then you're trying to correct what the people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the platform of the Democratic Party? They've been trying to fix Trump. They've been trying to fix. I mean, it's ridiculous,
Okay,
man.
let's go back to November 8th.
Okay.
Okay.
2 days after the election.
Yeah, this is Marco Rubio tweeting again. Apparently, Broward County elections left behind a box labeled provisional ballots at a local elementary school that served as a polling place.
Wow.
Okay? provisional ballots left behind at the school from election day, and she's concerned it might have votes. She didn't look in the box because she didn't want to tamper with it. This is the person who found it.
Wow.
The report comes from a reporter at South Florida Sun-Sentinel reporting from the Broward Elections Office. Oops. Looks like the 205 provisional ballots that were approved by the Broward Elections Office and tabulated maybe should have gone to the canvassing board first so they could be challenged by the candidates' reps. So basically there's a canvassing board, and that's where, the representatives on both sides are, can challenge things as being legal or not legal, and then this is where it's determined.
Yeah.
So, so there's a bunch that were approved by the Broward Elections Office that should have gone to the canvassing board.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else. That was also November 8th. This video posted by an independent congressional candidate in, I guess, District 18, who was endorsed by Bernie Sanders in 2018, who was endorsed by Bernie Sanders in 2016, purports to show Broward County ballots being transported from polling places in private cars.
Oops.
Has anyone in local media looked into this claim or asked Elections Department about it? It's not what's supposed to happen.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. Private vehicles.
This violates all chain of custody requirements for paper ballots. Were the ballots destroyed and replaced by a set of fake ballots? Who knows?
Wow. Wow. Are those the votes that are the ballots they're looking for that they...
There's another story where a ballot box was found at the airport. At the airport. What is that doing there?
Oh my gosh. It's a great question.
And then Joe Scarborough, Republican Joe Scarborough.
Oh yeah. Republican.
That's what I say about that.
Yeah, right.
Marco Rubio is fighting against every citizen's vote being counted in Florida. Marco Rubio responds, "When did I ask anyone to stop counting? And how is criticizing repeated election failures by the same election official a fight to stop vote counting? Why can't Broward County elections do what 65 of 67 counties did? Count all votes in a timely way and in compliance with Florida law?"
Great question, Rubio.
A fantastic question.
We'll be voting for him in 2044.
Yeah, exactly.
Little Marco, man. I listen. I think it's amazing the level of detail that he's been documenting this to, and I think that just this feed by itself, if you don't know anything, I mean, here's the thing: even if you don't care about Florida elections, you got to think about this nationally. If we allow stuff like this to happen in Florida, what's stopping this from happening other places? I mean, because I'll be real, I don't believe that Beto got as many votes as he claims he did. I'll be real with you. That was fishy to me out in Texas.
Did you see the map of Texas?
Yeah.
Where every county along the border is blue.
Yeah.
And then the big cities, except for Dallas, are blue. Weird. I wonder why they're so big on illegal immigration.
It's so crazy. Man. That's so weird, man. That's so weird. But yeah, I mean, think about it. It's just it's amazing to me that the Beto one was really close. It was just interesting to me. Now, granted, not everybody's a big Ted Cruz fan or whatever. But at the end of the day, I know they threw a lot of money behind him, but man, it's interesting that it turned out that many votes. The other thing too is why in the world, and the thing is this, people Florida gets this bad rap about our elections process, but the problem is it's not Florida. It's two counties. It's Broward County and Palm Beach County. That's all it is.
Yeah, and
it's always Broward County.
Listen to this. Palm Beach County election supervisor bans media cameras from public ballot counting and threatens them with arrest.
Transparency? We don't want that?
No, I guess not.
That's weird. I wonder why.
An embassy attorney had to go to court to get them to let them in.
Yeah, man. This is kind of absurd, my friend. I'm not going to lie to you. The thing is the mask.
There's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Oh, my gosh.
This is a transcript obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation of a Palm Beach County Canvassing Board proceeding revealing the exchange between the Democratic lawyers and the judge. So the clerk, forget that. Miss Boucher, who is the supervisor.
Boucher?
Boucher. Yeah, I don't know.
Bobby Boucher?
It might be Boucher.
Like Waterboy?
It's Bucher.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Football's the devil.
Okay, so they're looking at a specific ballot.
Yeah.
One of the ballots that was turned in.
Mhm.
Denial, not a U.S. citizen. Judge Bonativa. First one of these we've seen. Miss Boucher. Not a U.S. citizen, not counted. Mr. Scarola. Objection, Nelson. Miss Gonzalez. Objection, Gillum. Judge Bonativa noted. So that is the lawyers for the Nelson campaign and the Gillum campaign objecting to a vote not being counted because the person who cast the vote is not a citizen.
What? Why is no one talking about that? So lawyers are fighting for the DNC for non-citizens.
Directly arguing Friday night in Palm Beach that a ballot by a non-citizen should not be excluded.
Wow. So, and people wonder why we're so against illegal immigration. Because here's the problem. If you just let people come in the country, they're going to fight to keep this stuff happening, which is crazy.
So then, Chris Cuomo.
Oh, gosh. His brother's like an awesome governor, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's really good, yeah.
So he has on his show Brad Todd, who's the senior advisor to Florida Governor Rick Scott.
Okay.
Cuomo said that. So he goes. Cuomo says, before we put a halo on the governor's head, he came out with allegations of fraud. He didn't have a damn bit of proof. He said that there was fraud, that the governorship was trying to be stolen from him, that there was cheating. You can't prove anything. You have to have proof to say that there is fraud. That's
yeah.
He's saying this after it's all been come to light that Brenda Snipes is
corrupt.
At best incompetent, but most likely corrupt.
Yes.
Okay. So he also goes on to say, Cuomo, he says, they went to the Secretary of State, who's a Republican, and he said, I have no specific allegation for you to look at, said Cuomo. So these are all Republicans. The Florida law enforcement says we have nothing to look at. They reconfirmed that this weekend. No halo for the governor on this. Okay, but Brad Todd hits back by pointing out the very clear cases of voter fraud that Democrats in the state are actually trying to commit out in the open.
Jeez.
Says, let's talk about the fraud that the Democrats are trying to commit out in the open, Todd said. I don't know why they're repeating this stuff. Right now, Mark Elias, who's a lawyer for the Democratic side, he is asking the state of Florida to overturn the Florida procedures for verifying absentee ballots. Now that's fraud in the open.
Jeez.
Todd continued, he's asking them to count ballots that canvassing boards have already deemed invalid or fraudulent. That is the same lawyer who 2 years ago objected to this process, the Florida law during the Hillary Clinton campaign. Now,
wow.
Cuomo asserts that Mark Elias was simply exercising the Democrats' legal right to appeal the decisions of a canvassing board. Todd responds, he went to court during the 2016 election. He objected to Florida's absentee ballot verification law, said Todd. The judge in that case appointed by President Obama gave him the remedy he sought. Florida abided by that. The legislature, in a bipartisan, unanimous fashion, codified his answer. They put his procedures in place from that case. Those are the procedures we have followed in this election.
Wow.
So he's objecting to the procedures that he himself got implemented in 2016. Because it doesn't matter. All that matters is that the Democrats win.
Yep. That's what it comes down to. That's what it seems like, man.
Now, and so we're still not done.
Oh my gosh.
We're still not done. Let's see.
Jeez.
Rescinded. We did this one. Yep, we did this one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we did that one.
This is a little maddening, my friend.
This is maddening. Okay, so here's breaking news from this afternoon. Palm Beach ballot machines break. Supervisor says all early vote tallies need to be rerun.
Oh my gosh.
This is the same supervisor who played the race card against Rick Scott earlier this week.
Wow, okay, yeah. Rerun.
Yep. Lawyers for Scott told Judge Krista Marks on Friday that Boucher's staff was duplicating damaged ballots without the required witnesses present.
Oh my god.
All right. Boucher's lawyers argued that Boucher's staff had each other as witnesses.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's it.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's I gotta inject.
The people
here.
who work for me are witnesses.
Here's the problem. People are like, well, why can't they handle it internally? Here's the problem. Here is the freaking problem. Okay, what people have time to actually sit down and count ballots in their normal day? I mean, I hate the profile. But lefty Democrats are usually the ones that are handling this kind of stuff. They just are. Mm-hmm. Even when I went to the early ballot, early voting, yeah, man. Like they you can sense this stuff. You know what I mean? I can't tell that. I can't objectively tell that all these guys are Democrats. But let's get real with ourselves. Who has the time to do this stuff in the middle of the day?
Not people with jobs.
Yeah, and people with jobs, Republicans. But anyways, like my point is this, and I'll say it because it's plausible foolishness, but most of us are working. Most of us are doing things. We're contributing to society and like paying for the taxes it takes for the welfare and all that fun stuff.
No, there are a lot of retirees.
But here's the problem with the Democratic Party. It's not like they're diversified. They're diversified in skin color, maybe. Mm-hmm. Well, unless you're a white guy, unless you're a Christian white guy. But how are they on diversity of thought? It's not like they sit back and like, you know what, I'm going to balance up my voting deal and I'm going to have one Republican and one Democrat. No, they're all Democrats. And it's Palm County and Broward County. They're all Democrats. Mm-hmm. They are purposely doing what they're doing on purpose. And the thing is this, it's not that they have integrity for this stuff. They don't. All they care about is power. That's all they care about. Mm-hmm. There's no integrity to the process. And mm-hmm. This is another
There's
thing.
No truth.
This is another proof of this.
There's no truth to them. There's no truth. There's only power.
Listen,
everything that they do here, it's fair game.
Yeah, so like Hillary Clinton objectively breaks the law, should be in prison for the server scandal. No, we can't let that happen because she's our front runner, so we got to let that go. You know what I mean? Like the election doesn't go their way, so what are they going to do? They're going to commit fraud to make it happen, to fix those what we talked about a couple weeks ago, that cracker state of Florida. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day, like these guys are about power. That's what they're about, man. They're not about the people. If they're about the people, they'd let the vote happen. There's no integrity on this stuff. And no offense, there's no mm-hmm. integrity. And I don't mean to impugn motive on people and say that they're evil, but at the end of the day, this is evil. This is playing an entire basketball game. We beat the crap out of you, we win, and we say, hey, hold up real quick. We get in the bus and start heading home with the W, and they let the other team go into the gym, keep playing, and we realize what's happening here. Like 65 counties can get their stuff together. Yeah, but it's Broward. We've got bigger counties. Okay, here's the problem.
Yeah, but Dade's a bigger county. It got it done.
Dade's big. Duval's big. Hillsborough is big. Orange County is big, and they get the job done.
And then we saw where Rubio mentioned a county that was 4 weeks earlier hit by a hurricane, and lo and behold, still able to
magical
to make it happen.
Somebody up at the Panhandle that gets their whole town whacked, and guess what? They figured it out. And every time it happens this way, and Florida gets a bad rap. This happened in 2016. It happened before. I mean, it just happens over and over and over again. At some point, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a freaking duck. I'm sorry. It is what it is. If there's corruption after corruption after corruption after corruption, this is not negligence at this point. This is not just bad management. This is a deliberate choice to consume power, man, to take power over, which is bullcrap, man.
Well, no, but they had witnesses.
Internal witnesses.
Her staff had each other as witnesses.
That's so.
Apparently, listen to this. Marx is the judge.
Yeah.
That she wasn't sure that's what witnesses meant.
Oh
it's like, you're the judge. You're not sure that's what witnesses meant?
Yeah.
No, I think you need to be more specific and say that's not what witnesses means.
Oh my gosh.
But said the counting was over, so she let it go. Marx apparently found it a problem that Boucher's staff did not forward ballots to the canvassing board to decide if they were under or over votes. Marx ordered Boucher to turn over the staff rejected or decided ballots by 10 a.m. Saturday and to turn over a list of all provisional ballots to the Democratic Party by the end of the day Friday. But late on Friday, Boucher said it was impossible for her to meet the 10 a.m. Saturday deadline imposed by Marx. She claimed the ballots on which her staff made decisions had already been mixed back in with all the regular ballots, and it would be impossible to separate them out and still meet the state certification by Saturday.
Oh my god.
She asked Marx for reconsideration, okay? So she extended the deadline, but opined they're not going to meet it. adding there had to be substantial compliance with her order. On Saturday night, Boucher acknowledged that she didn't make the noon deadline, insisting she would meet the deadline soon and arguing, "We have tried really hard to substantially comply."
Wow.
They're bamboozling us.
A little bit.
They're trying to steal this.
Yeah,
they're trying to steal it.
Yeah.
There's no other way to look at this.
Yeah, I mean, the Democrats are becoming the party of delay and obstruct. That's what it is, man. It's like the Russian collusion deal. You know what I mean? Like, there's no conclusion on this thing yet to this day, and they're gonna keep attacking this for another 2 years and find nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. After 2 years, it is what it is. They'll play this out as long as humanly possible. They'll run it till January. They'll do what they've got to do. It's like Kavanaugh. They were going to do the same thing with Kavanaugh. They're trying to push it. They're trying to push back the appointment. I mean, it's the same stuff. And at some point, like, if you're on the left, do you not see it? I mean, like, okay, here's the deal. I'll give an example. I'll give a sports analogy. Okay, I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. Okay, now
really?
This is what yes, I am. I'm from Dayton area.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I know what my team is, okay? I know they're a bunch of thugs. I know that most of them probably been to prison. I know that they are dirty. I know that they cheat, okay? But they're my cheaters, and they're my guys, okay? I get it. But I'm at least honest with the skill, the talent level, and the fact that Burfess is one of the worst linebackers, dirtiest players in the league. I get it. I'm honest with myself. Why can't you just be honest about your side? Just be honest about this stuff. When the right's wrong, we call it out. It is what it is. We call each other out all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, we were just talking about Glenn Beck. When Glenn Beck went on his, like, holy diatribe, like, Mormon style, how do I say it nicely? Oh, man, what is it? Crusade for Ted Cruz during the deal. People called him out on that, man. They did. But guess what? We've welcomed him back into the fold. He's apologized. It is what it is. These guys make mistakes and are corrupt. Don't apologize and just keep pressing forward. And no one calls them on it. Mm-hmm. They just don't get called on this. And if you're a true Democrat, if you're a true liberal, this should shock you and scare you. Because what if this happens on the reverse side? What if the Republicans started doing this? Imagine what would happen. Does that make sense?
And I'm sure somebody's going to harken back to the Gore-Bush recount or whatever. Oh my gosh,
yeah, I mean...
The hanging chads and all that stuff.
Hanging chads. But even that...
But to be honest, that was how many years ago?
Oh, yeah.
A. B. I was... 19?
Yeah.
When that happened?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I mean, it's been time, and they're always going to use that. And they're always going to use something. But at the end of the day, like... Let's just hold up some integrity.
To be honest, I'd be willing to bet that if you were to actually research it, that it actually looks worse for Democrats than it does for
probably, and it probably was from Broward County. Shocker. And that's what I'm saying. If you got one county that's obstructing the entire state, like, this is ridiculous, man.
This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
What about one woman obstructing in Georgia?
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, gosh.
Clearly beaten.
Easily defeated.
Refusing to concede, and then what?
Then what, yeah.
I mean, refusing to concede, and nothing's really being done about it.
Nope. I mean, but this is what happens, this is what politics are going to be on the Democratic side. This is what's going to happen. Every election is going to happen. If it doesn't go their way, they're going to fight. They're going to foul at the end of the game to try to extend the play, to try to get the things turned over. Anytime we're going to have to appoint
racism club,
you're racist, you're this, because you're blah blah blah. No, you got beat. Every time we go to appoint a judge, guess what they're going to do? They're going to find some chick that was at some party 4 blocks away and then accuse the guy of gang rape and blah blah blah. They're going to do whatever, man. It's crazy. Did you see that Avenatti got arrested for domestic violence? The guy who said that Trump is super corrupt and evil, blah, blah, blah. Domestic violence. But anyways, and that's the thing. It's like, this is the thing with the left. It's hilarious, man. They're like, we want integrity with our votes. We want every vote to count. But you're lying to do it. Trump is this evil guy who blah, blah, blah. If you don't see the hypocrisy, it blows me away. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that way. But, man, this is just... It's fishy. It's bad, and it just sets the tone for the rest of the country that this is what it's going to be for the Democratic Party, man. And the problem is if you're a hardcore lefty, like, you're okay with this because it's Solinsky tactics. It's whatever it takes to win. It's just accumulating power. If you're a middle of the road, lefty, you're not saying a word because you kind of want it to fall in your favor. And if you're a moderate, I'm appealing to the moderate, sane Democrats out there. Okay, moderate, sane people. You got to stand up to this crap, because if this keeps happening, your party's going to be led by Ocasio, Googly Eyes, whatever her name is, Cortez. That's what's going to happen. She's going to. This is what your party is going to be. Your party's going to be everything is political, or everything is identity politics. Every judge that goes in is going to be a rapist, even though the guy had his whole life journaled up to that point. Everything's going to come down to race. Every election's going to be a hot mess like this. And this sets a precedent. Like this, if we allow this crap to happen in Broward County, it starts here, it goes throughout the entire country. Then what's the point of having dates for election? There won't be. It'll be just like, hey, let's find a way to get these crazy ballots. Because these ballots that are left in these random places, I'll guarantee you they're all red. I'll guarantee you it. They're just like, oh, we'll just take 200 Republican things and leave them here and forget about them. Or we'll transport these real ballots with private vehicle. I mean, it's just it's sad, it's ridiculous, and yeah, man,
It's infuriating.
This is why people are over politics, man. But the thing is, this is why you have to be vigilant, because you have to call these guys out on this stuff. You have to. You have to call them on this. You have to keep calling. You have to keep attacking this, because here's the problem. And trust me, all the moderates that are out there that tell me all the time, "Oh, Ray, you shouldn't be so political. You shouldn't be so." Here's the problem, man. You let this stuff go, eventually it's going to get bad. It just is. If I let some jabroni come into my property, kick my dog, punch my wife, steal my food, steal my milk out of the fridge, no, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? If I let that happen, do you think he's going to be like, man, that was a really good run there that time. I'm only going to do that once. No. It progressively gets worse and worse and worse. It's like raising kids. If you let things go, kids will push things. They're going to push the boundaries every single time. And no offense, I hate to be like this, but Democrats are petulant children. They will keep pushing the boundaries as far as you'll let them go. Mm-hmm. And when you push back, they're going to be like, oh, you're racist, misogynist, homophobic. I mean, they're going to use this anyways. You've got to start...
The constantness of it is a tactic in and of itself.
Yes.
That's direct. That's Saul Alinsky.
Yes.
You just bombard constantly until people are just like, whatever, man, whatever. I got my life to deal with.
Yep.
And then you just ride right into town on their indifference.
It's a war of attrition, man.
Yep.
It's a war of attrition. This is why Trump got voted in. This is why more candidates like Trump will get voted in. Because at the end of the day, Trump doesn't care. He does not care. You can call him an a-hole. He does not care. You can call him a racist. He doesn't care. You can call him a misogynist. He doesn't care. He'll actually wear that badge with pride and flip you the bird. He doesn't care. And this is why, the funny thing is this is like, oh, the rhetoric's so bad. The rhetoric's so whatever. When you start doing the Solinsky tactics, guess what? You're going to get a strong man back. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. At some point, like, no offense, it's just like raising kids. And I'm not dissing parents that do this, but guess what? Sometimes timeout don't work. Shocker, sometimes taking away things from kids don't work. Eventually, I hate to say this, I'm just quoting the scripture. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Eventually, you're going to have to take this hand and put it firmly on that child's ass and hit it really hard. It is what it is. And they're going to cry. And they're like, oh, God, Daddy, I hit you. Ah! But guess what? They pushed a boundary too far. They broke the law. They broke where they need to be. That correction is what makes normal people. And when you walk around, and trust me, I know this now with this gig, this temporary gig that I'm doing right now. Did I just say that publicly? Temporary gig?
You did.
No, nobody I work with is going to watch this anyways. But anyways, when I'm doing this temporary gig and I'm seeing these dudes do their thing, I'm like, man, if your parents would have spanked you growing up, you wouldn't be here. The same thing's going to happen with our country. Sometimes you're going to have to spank these Democrats. You're going to have to. There's going to be times you have to spank the Republicans. Mm-hmm. Trust me. I am not I'm not a red-blooded Republican. I'm not. I'm more of a Trump Republican. I hate to say that, but it is what it is. Tea Party. I like the Tea Party got me in. Glenn Beck, your boy Glenn, got me into the game.
Tea Party is you're a constitutional.
I'm a constitutional. I'm a conservatarian. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just freedom. Weird. I just like freedom. It's weird. I want you to stay away from me. But my point is this: like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to spank that butt. There's gonna be times when Republicans say, "Oh, there's weapons of mass destruction." You gotta smack that butt. The left's gonna be like, "Hey, let's spend our wit." No, spank the butt. There's gonna be times that you're gonna have to do this. Hey, let's delay elections and no. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. The Constitution is the Constitution for a reason. It's not anything else. There's no provision in there to be like, oh, let's delay all of our elections to blah, blah, blah. No. This isn't communism. This is America. Gosh forbid. Can we just follow the friggin' law the way it is? And if you can't get your stuff together, if you can't get your elections right, guess what? You're out. And those votes don't count. And I know that's sad to hear. I know Gilliam's going to be like, you're racist for saying not counting. You know what the problem is? You're allowing a person to be in charge of your elections and allowing this to happen. I would be embarrassed if Orange County couldn't get our votes in. I'd be embarrassed. Do you vote in Orange County or Seminole?
Orange County.
Orange. I'd be embarrassed. I would vote that dude out, or I'd get this guy out of here. But you, Broward County, have allowed this chick to stay there forever. And ever, and ever, and ever. And you've ruined the integrity of this deal. I hope it is a hardcore, the whitest white dude, Christian guy possible becomes the the Board of Elections guy. I hope he is. I hope he's a hardcore Republican. I hope he is. But if that happened the other way, we would call that out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just is what it is. The law is the law is the law, man. There's no varying degrees of law. You kill somebody, you killed somebody. It is what it is. Yeah, but there's like, intent and no. Sorry. The law's the law's law. Constitution's Constitution. Deadlines are deadlines. That's last time I checked, right? Mm-hmm. There is no overtime in politics, kids.
None.
No overtime.
Unless you're on the left.
Unless you're on the left. It's crazy, man.
Then you're good to go.
We just gotta spank some asses, man. That's what it is. Can we just do that?
We should be.
I think that part's gonna be in our short this week.
I just saw a...
Whoa, comment? What we got?
I just saw a little... little thing that said...
oh, geez. What we got?
Give me a second.
Avenatti. What an idiot. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he is an idiot.
Creepy porn lawyer. That's what Tucker calls
and he just keeps inserting himself.
Nope.
Here's an article. Federal government may begin probe into Florida Democratic Party citing potential voting irregularities.
Oh, that's weird. God forbid the federal government gets involved.
Yeah.
And believe me, I'm a statist. I am a statist. 100%. But there's a federal government. What do you mean
by a statist?
I think everything should be handled internally with states. I believe that. Okay. I believe that. But when a state's acting the fool, something needs to be done federally. But the flip side, truth be told, the flip side though is like if a state allows weed to happen, the state should be legal. But even Obama, and this was happening with Obama. He was coming after the legal states. I mean,
in terms of the governor, it's a state's issue. But the senator, that's a federal position.
That is true. Touche, my friend.
But basically, the Florida Department of State says it flagged a series of irregularities in documents filed last week.
Jeez.
Cure affidavits designed to help voters fix mistakes they believe they might have made on absentee and mail-in ballots. Those affidavits were supposed to have been mailed in before Election Day and postmarked before November 5th. But affidavits released on Tuesday by the DOS show that documents from 4 different counties said the ballots could be returned by 5 p.m. on Thursday, which is not accurate.
Oh my gosh.
Those ballots may have been deliberately changed. Altering a form in a manner that provides the incorrect date for a voter to cure a defect imposes a burden on the voter significant enough to frustrate the voter's ability to vote, the interim head of Florida's Department of State said in a letter to the federal government. The records released by DOS, which is part of Governor Rick Scott's administration, point the finger at the Florida Democratic Party. It looks as though the Democrats might have contacted absentee voters whose ballots were rejected to supply a cure affidavit, which they then provided by mail. But whomever sent out the cure affidavits appears to have physically altered the specified due date to read November 8th, 2 days after the ballots were actually due.
Oh my gosh.
Unsurprisingly, the mix-up affected absentee voters in Broward County.
Weird.
Though it extended to several other localities.
Wow. America, baby. See, this is and this is what drives me nuts. Like, I am a hardcore. Okay, I'm a libertarian, but I'm also a conspiracy guy. Okay, insert the X-Files music. Right. So at the end of the day, like, I get it that there's people out there that are like, why vote anyways? It's rigged anyways. It's blah blah blah. This is just confirming those thought processes, man. Like, think about it. This is just like, hey,
Yeah, well,
the whole state could vote for a guy, but we'll throw it out because of one county. One county. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's not a grand shadow conspiracy. It's right out here in the open. They're just doing it, and you know, it's not a conspiracy. It's straight up just right in front of our eyes.
It's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Just hiding in plain sight.
Well, and like, it's hiding in plain sight, and this federal probe will probably come up with nobody getting anything. Nothing's gonna happen to anybody.
Nobody gets in trouble in government. I mean, is Hillary in jail?
No.
Yeah.
Should be.
Have we found the Russian colluders yet? Have we found that yet?
No.
That's weird. Yeah.
But we know that we know all about the uranium and
weird.
Fusion GPS.
And here's the funny thing too: when Dems are like, "Oh, there's been indictments in the Russian collusion," they're indicting some Ruski thousands of miles away that will never set foot in the United States, ever. You know what I mean? That's who they're indicting. None of which are affiliated with the whatever. But nobody gets in trouble in politics, man. That's why. I mean, no offense. That's the one promise I wish Trump would keep. He should lock her up, man. He should lock her up. But it is what it is.
I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Lock her up, bro.
Well, here's the problem.
Lock her. Here's the problem. This is the butt. Spank the butt.
I agree with you, but here's the problem. We have bloodless transfers of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying that there's going to be blood in the streets if she gets locked up.
Sure.
But we're setting a precedent for the transfer, for messy transfers of power.
Yeah.
Where, I don't like what you did. I don't like who you are. I'm going to throw you in jail.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of snowflakey. That's a snowflakey idea. That's like participation badges. Like, I don't like that I didn't do anything all year and sucked, and I deserve my 7th place trophy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw you in jail.
I'm gonna throw you in jail because you're better than me. I love that we simultaneously do that. Yeah. We must have girls as we must have daughters. Girlfriend, spank the butt. Did you just spear finger on this? If you're you gotta watch this stuff. I love it. That's incredible. That's Mr. Incredible, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So let's try to end this bloodlessly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's end this bad boy bloodlessly. Guys, Plausible Foolishness, man, it's been a good one, man. We're a little frustrated. If you can't tell, we're a little frustrated here in Florida, okay? We should be partying like it should be party time for us, okay? We got our governor the way we wanted. We got our senator the way we wanted. We should our agriculture person, if we even pay attention to that. Long story short, we got what we wanted, but unfortunately we've got to wait for it now. And it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. I'll guarantee you this will go, like, after Thanksgiving. They'll be like, yeah, we need some more time after Thanksgiving to conjure up more votes. And
you know why, right?
Of course.
Because everybody will be focused on Thanksgiving and football and eating and hopefully giving thanks to God for the freedoms that we enjoy and so on.
Yep.
And not paying attention
course.
to the rug being pulled out from under us.
Of course. It's just like the what is it? The caravan that nobody paid attention to during the elections.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now they're here and they're jumping over the border. Look that up on the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, because illegal immigrants don't break the law ever.
No.
Ever. They're coming here for amnesty and they're
except for the law that they break when they enter the country illegally.
Yeah. But I was told that they would all go get filed in and they would go for amnesty.
Yeah. What about all those taxes? All those taxes that we're getting from them.
It's not going to happen. They're lawbreakers.
Doesn't exist.
It's all right. There's criminals everywhere. Well, just that video.
Yeah.
I mean, there's criminals everywhere. There's criminals everywhere.
There's criminals everywhere, but...
Speaking of everywhere, you can follow us everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over, man. The main place that you want to check us out, though, is YouTube, man. We're looking more and more professional every single day, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. Other than the airplanes and the crickets and people doing things in the other. Eventually, we're gonna get a studio. We're gonna blow this thing up. We're already adding to the madness. Eventually, we're gonna get this thing rocking and rolling. But we appreciate you guys for following us. The P Fools. I dubbed us the P Fools. Did you like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Listen, the P Fools here, Plausible. Just we love you guys a bunch. Look for us everywhere. I'm gonna try to get on college football game day. I'm gonna try my best.
Do it.
Just I'm trying to get a sign, get going.
Also, patreon.com/
Oh my gosh, yes.
Plausible Foolishness. Join the Rube Nation. Come a
33.
first, yeah. I mean, 33rd degree Rube is the way to go. But you can see the tiers of participation. We got some good stuff. In fact, right after this, we're going to cut episode 2 of the 5th degree.
What?
Our patron only segment. So, yeah, the 5th degree for 5th degree Rubes and up.
I just want to hold this up like the Four Horsemen, but with the extra thumb. The 5th degree Rubes. Woo! It's going to be fun. Make sure you follow us. Become a 5th degree Rube so you can catch that extra material. It's going to be fun. Love you guys from the P Fools. It's been plausible. It's been foolish. But it's been amazing. See you guys.